hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you're all having a great day. We are all broadcasting live on our Facebook pages and our YouTube channel. So if you're tuning in live right now or going to catch this via replay, please say hi and tell us where you're watching from. Would love to get your engagement on our topic for today, and you will hear stories and experiences from a lot of business owners tonight. Okay, so hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Global Success Stories Live, life changing stories from everyday people worldwide. So today's topic is a very reflective and powerful one. If we were to start again, what would we do differently? So, this is all about the lessons that we have learned through our experiences, the things that we would change, maybe the actions that we would take sooner, or the habits or mindset shifts that truly made the biggest difference in our journey. So, what makes this conversation even more powerful is that you won't just hear from one perspective. There are several business owners from different countries, backgrounds, and walks of life who will be sharing their personal journeys on this particular topic. So before we begin, let me just share this live so that everybody can see this live segment. So again, each topic will bring valuable, or each story from business owners will bring valuable insights, honest reflections, and practical lessons that can inspire and guide everyone who is building something for themselves. So stay with us, engage with us, and get ready to learn from real experiences that can help shape your own journey too. Okay, so let me start. Magandang umaga, magandang gabi. Ako po si Jel. I am a mom of two. I am a wife to an OFW, and we're based here in Papua New Guinea. I have over a decade of experience in corporate HR and executive recruitment, and I'm also a proud digital business owner. We started this business 5 years ago with my husband simply because we wanted to be together as a family. And now this business has reunited our family together here in Papua New Guinea. It has allowed me to be home with the kids while running a profitable business from home, earning more than my corporate job salary. And for today's topic, I have actually reflected deeply on this one because I truly love every part of my journey. So, everything like the wins, the struggles that I had, the lessons I've learned from our digital journey, and all of it really shaped who I am today. But if I had to choose the things I would do differently, I can think of three that would have made a huge difference much earlier in my business journey. The first one is that I would believe in myself more, right? So looking back, there were so many moments when I hesitated, not because I wasn't capable, but because I kept comparing myself to others. I would look at other business owners and think, "Oh, she's more confident than me, or she's moving faster because she has maybe more experience, or she has the financial ability to grow quicker in the business." And when you think like that, you unconsciously hold yourself back. And what I realized after 5 years in this business is that success is not determined by where you start, what resources you have, or even your background. It's really about how much you believe in yourself and your ability to grow as a person and as an online entrepreneur. Because when you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for permission. You stop doubting every step of your journey, and you start using what you already have and making the most of it. That belief becomes your fuel, and it pushes you to show up, to stretch yourself, and to really do the things that would move your business forward, right? And the second thing that I would do differently is really building stronger habits early on in my journey, because in this business motivation comes and goes, and some days you would really feel inspired and some days you don't, right? But if your progress depends only on your emotions, then your business will always feel inconsistent. So, what changed for me was understanding that habits create momentum. So, when you build good habits, daily actions that align with your goals, you don't need to rely on motivation. It becomes mechanical. What needs to be done, and you do it whether you feel like it or not. And those small, consistent actions are what truly moves your business forward. And the third thing is very simple and powerful. It's really to take action faster. There are so many opportunities we miss because we overthink, we overanalyze, and complicate things. But in this business, perfection is not the goal. It's really progress. That's your goal, to progress every single day in your journey. And if you have a strategy, an idea, or a plan, you have to start with it. Do it first, then improve it along the way, because you'll never know if something works unless you really take action, unless you start. And you can't refine what you never begin. So if I were to start again, I would focus on believing in myself more, building stronger habits early on, and taking action without overthinking. And yes, if I had realized these things sooner, maybe I would have reached certain goals faster. But I also love my journey exactly as it happened, because every lesson in my journey brought me here to a place where I am more confident, I am more focused, and more intentional about the future that I'm building for myself and for my family. And these are the exact things that I would continue to practice today as I move closer to even bigger goals in our business. So that's it for me. Sis Val.
Hello, Binaka. Neighbor Binaka, Tataksara, and Natural Maram Paramatmana Rangomba Williams. Oh, my Viti. I reside here in Auckland, New Zealand. I'm Belle. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a digital business owner, and I'm a health professional as well. I've been in the business for 4 years. Just celebrated our fourth year last week, which I really couldn't believe that I'm here that long. Now, for me, if I can reflect on my journey, which I can share a lot, but I'm just going to share a few things with you. For me, if I was to start again, what would I do differently? First, like Sister Jill, believe in myself more. Believe in myself more, instead of comparing myself with others. To rely on myself and rely on the door that has opened for me, and know that God has opened this door for me. And for me, my journey is just to remain plugged in into the system, and don't compare. Like I've said, don't procrastinate, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It is my journey. Trust myself more. And secondly, what would I do sooner? Or I'll remain plugged in. I will get into the training sooner, because when I look back, I didn't do that. I think because I had, developed this, habit of comparing myself with others, and that delayed my, my beginning of moving forward. And thirdly, what would you, stop doing? What would I have stopped, doing differently? I was again, overthinking about everything. Um, you know, what I was thinking, I was worrying about what people would think of my journey. Why should I, a grandmother, why would you be, this is what I'm thinking, that people are thinking about me, that you're too old to be in that business. Why are you doing this business? It's an online business. There's a lot of scammers. How can you cope with these businesses? All those beliefs, it stops me from, from moving forward. It took me a while. It really did took me a while to try and block off everything that, all those thoughts, the family that was telling me that, that this business is not you, it's not the right journey for you. So those things that stop me from, moving forward, especially in my first year. So if I can reflect on that journey, I know now, I'd wasted all those months. Of only if I just, focus on myself, focus on the things that, you know, to believe in myself more, know that God has, like I've said, opened this door for me, and just take one day at a time, be consistent, stay, get rid of the fear and just believe in myself, and move forward. It was the mindset journey that it's finally, when I started digging deep into the mindset training, it then allowed me to really open my mind and see that, yes, I'm really in the right place, in the right place I'm supposed to be. All I need to do, my success, it's up to me. And the success about believing in myself and also how I need to grow is up to me. It's not about everybody else. It's up to me. It's about the journey. And now I'm focusing on, achieving new milestones, the next milestones. And I know the journey is, it's up to me. The success that is, it should be, everything has been provided in this community, in this training, in this community, is there for me to grab, but it's up to me to believe in myself, and up to me to, to be consistent with the training, and be around the people that, that can help me, that can inspire me, which one of the reasons why I'm in this great community, with this global success stories that I can reflect and just look at my journey. And I said, yes, I am here. And so I'm living I'm living my journey, and I'm enjoying every single minute of it now that I know that this is my journey that I'm meant to be in. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sis Bao. Mabuhay! My name is Lily. Ako po si Lily. I am a wife, a mom of two, born and raised in the Philippines, a former OFW sa Palau and Dubai, and now based here in Alberta, Canada. So I have an accounting background, working corporate for more than 2 decades now. I'm still working full-time and now a proud digital business owner for more than 2 years now. So to answer our topic for today, for me, there's so much I would change. I should say, at the start of my journey, I was very, very slow. Not because I didn't have time, but because I was full of doubt. I kept asking myself, am I even capable of doing this? Because I don't have any background in marketing or online business. And another thing is, what will my family and friends say about me? And what if this doesn't work for me? Because I've tried so many failed businesses already. I was comfortable in my job. I have a stable income. But, deep inside, I knew I wanted more. I wanted more time, more freedom, more options for my growing family. But you know what? Instead of moving forward with confidence, I stayed stuck in overthinking, overanalyzing everything. I waited for the perfect time. I waited for the moment that I felt ready. I waited for the fear to disappear. And actually, I didn't launch my business page for 3 months because I was looking for a perfect name. Imagine that. I was hiding from family and friends because I don't want them to look at me differently. But here's the biggest lesson that I've learned. Starting sooner changes everything. And I learned that I don't need to be ready. I don't need to know everything. I just need to start. Because it's in the doing that we learn, that we grow. And it's through action that our confidence is built. And you know what? Looking back, I wouldn't change the struggles. That's all part of my beautiful journey. But I would definitely start faster and sooner. I would trust myself more, and I would stop caring so much about what other people think. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the life that I want to create for my family, well, that's on me. So if you are listening right now and you feel that pull, that quiet voice saying, I want more, but you're scared, take this as your sign. We are all here. I think more than 20 of us here to encourage you and show you what's possible, especially for those busy working moms. You are tired from work, and yet you show up every day. But you still dream of more time, more income, and more freedom. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to start. And if you're open to exploring something flexible, something you can build step by step, we are here for you. Just reach out and we will guide you. And that's it for me. Thank you for listening and God bless everybody.
Thank you, Sis Lily. So if we were to start again, what would we do differently? Mabuhay na imbang nga aldaw. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching right now. My name is Alvina, a wife, an educator by profession, living here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, originally from Isabela, Philippines, and doing this business part-time while doing my full-time job. So I just want to share a short story from our journey. A few years ago, it was actually my husband found this business. At that time, we were just many people busy working, trying to manage everyday life. We didn't have much time for ourselves or even for each other. If we were to start again, we won't change everything, but we would change how we started. Because the truth is, when we began, we were full of hope, but also full of doubts. We didn't know anyone. We don't have experience in the business. And coming from my background working as a nanny, healthcare assistant, and working in a fast food restaurant, business was something I never imagined for myself. So, what would we do differently? Number one, we would believe in ourselves earlier. We waste so much time overthinking. Can we really do this? What if does not work? But success does not start when everything is perfect, right? It starts when we decide to believe, even when we are unsure. Number two, we would take action faster because we keep watching, learning, wait for the right time. But the truth, there is no perfect time, right? If we started taking consistent action earlier, even small step, we would have grown faster. Number three, we would focus less on fear and more on people. At the beginning, we were so shy, talking with the, and camera posting in our business page. We were thinking, what will others say? But this business is not about being perfect. It's about connecting real people, real stories, real struggles. And when we started open up, that's when everything changed. Number four, we should invest more in learning right away, just like professionals, right? Like doctors, engineers, they don't stop learning, right? So same is here in the business. The more we learn, the more confident we become, growth following learning, right? And lastly, we would trust the process more because there were times we felt slow, times we question if it is working, is it working or not? But looking back now, every small step, every struggle, it was all part of our journey. So today, we were still growing, still learning, but we are stronger, wiser, and more confident because we don't quit. So if you're, someone thinking there or watching us here, maybe I should start. Don't wait. Okay, start now. As you go, don't don't make your fear like in front of you, like in your mind. Should uh, start now, even a small step, and then because if we can do it, can do it too. So believe in yourself. If we can do it, you can do it too. That's it for me, and thank you.
Buena Keke, buena Ravien. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad to again be here for episode 7 of Global Success Stories Live. Today's topic is one that really makes me pause and, up for a bit. If I were to start again, all over again, what would I do differently? And if I want to speak of my own journey, this is the time for it. So not from a very perfect place, but from real life experience. So for those of you who don't know me well, my name is Dalcina. I'm based here in Papua New Guinea. I am a mom of 4 children. My elder daughter is teen, and I have 3 little ones who are all close in age. So life at home has always been full, beautiful, and everything in between. Right. So before this journey, I was working in the insurance space, as an insurance underwriter for over a decade. So I actually enjoyed my 9 to 5 or more like 8 to 4:30 job. I was very comfortable. I understood my responsibilities at work, and I was growing in that space. Okay. But then, life happened, the way it should happen. I like to put it that way. With 3 young kids back to back, I needed to make a decision to resign from my corporate job. Not because I didn't love my job, but because I needed to be present. Okay, I didn't want to miss out on those early years, the school runs, the sick days, the little milestones that don't come back again and again. So I became a full-time stay-at-home mom. That was 3 years ago, and honestly, that season was both beautiful and challenging at the same time. I loved being home with my 4 children, but there were also that part of me that still wanted to contribute, still wanted to grow, still wanted to do something for myself and our future. That's when this digital business came into my life. Right. So, and when I look back now, my journey 3 years on, I ask myself today this question: if I could start again, what would I do differently? And I'm very honest about it. I think about there's so many things that I can share with you all, but I actually think about one of the biggest things I would say, and this is I wish I found this business like earlier while I was still in my corporate role. Maybe while I was still working, like I said in my corporate role, because back then I thought I had chose one or the other. I had to choose one or the other, my job or my family. I didn't really realize there were options where you could start building something alongside your life, even in a very small way and a very structured way, like what this business provides. Maybe I wouldn't have had to wait until I resigned from my job. Maybe I could have started learning earlier, even at a very small pace, slowly, while I was still working in my insurance job. But at the same time, I didn't regret the timing either because everything happened for a reason. While I did start, when I did start this business eventually, I was in a different mindset. I was more open, more willing to learn, and more aware of what I actually needed for my small family and myself and our future. Right. So now that I've experienced both sides, being at home full time and I'm now back in the corporate again, I see things even more clearly. Life doesn't slow down. No, it doesn't. It keeps moving. And if you're waiting for the perfect time, especially here in Papua New Guinea, I want to speak to the working professionals and busy moms, busy parents out there. Life doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for us. We have real time responsibilities, life, family, work, culture, and everything. The perfect time rarely comes. You just need to learn where to start with what you have. One thing I've learned in this journey is you don't need everything figured out before you begin. You just need to begin and adjust along the way. So for me, this journey has taught me patience, discipline, and consistency. Not overnight success, not perfection, but growth over time. And I think if I could speak to my younger self or my earlier self from 3 years ago, or even someone watching today, I would say this. Don't wait until life settles. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start in the season you're already in right now, because looking back, I realized starting earlier would have helped me to understand more, grow faster in my business, and maybe even ease some of the pressure I felt later on when I started this business. But even now, I'm still grateful, because I'm still learning. I'm able to grow, and I'm still building while I'm balancing both corporate and family life again. So that's my reflection for today. If I were to start again, I would start sooner. I would worry less, and I would trust the process more. So thank you everybody for listening, and I hope this resonates with somebody or someone who needs to hear it today.
Thank you so much, Sis Dolce. Magandang umaga, magandang hapon, at magandang gabi sa ating mga viewers from all over the world, because this business is truly global. My name is Jen from Bicol, Philippines. I'm a mom of two girls, a registered agriculturist, and currently working as a sales professional while running my digital business on the side for more than a year. I love our topic for today. If I were to start again, what would I do differently? If I were to start all over again, knowing what I know now about this digital business, there are three things I would do differently. First, I would focus more on the training program and I would take action faster. When I started, I found myself going back and forth, sometimes overthinking, sometimes trying to skip ahead on the training program. But looking back, I realized that the training was already designed step by step for people like me, someone who was completely new to social media marketing and not technology or system savvy. Our training is structured, organized, and easy to follow, whether you're a beginner or someone with experience in running an online business. So, if I could go back, I would immediately trust the process, go through it with intention, and apply what I learned right away. Because real progress doesn't come from just understanding, it comes from execution. Second, I would be more consistent in showing up and more intentional in sharing my why. In the beginning, I was hesitant. I would show up, then pause, then overthink again. There were also times when I spent too much looking for inspiration from others and forgot to share my own story. But along the way, I've learned that people don't connect with perfection, they connect with authenticity. My why has always been clear in my heart. As a working mom, I long for more time with my family, especially my young kids. I wanted to be more present while still building something meaningful. And I also wanted to create a backup plan, something stable, something I could grow over time and eventually pass on to my kids when they're ready. And if I were to start again, I would share that story, my story, more openly and more consistently, because that's where real connection truly happens. And third, I would develop a more disciplined and action oriented mindset, avoid procrastination mindset, and become more goal focused. There were moments when I delayed things, not because I couldn't do them, but because I was waiting to feel ready or trying to make everything perfect first. So instead of waiting, I would set clear goals, take daily action, even in small, focused pockets of time, and stay committed to the process. Because consistency, even in small steps, creates momentum over time. And I've learned along the way that this business is not about having everything perfect or all figured out from the start. It's about following a simple, proven system, taking action step by step, and allowing yourself to grow into the person who can build it. At the end of the day, this is your business, something you build with your own effort and commitment, not something you depend on others to do it for you. But at the same time, we are grateful to be part of a supportive and amazing community where we can learn, ask for guidance, and grow together, especially during moments when we feel unsure and stuck. And over time, it becomes more than just an additional income stream. It becomes an option, a backup, and for me, something deeply personal. Because it's not just about earning, it's about being able to serve others too by sharing what's possible, by inspiring other moms, and by helping them see that they can also build something for their future while staying present for their families without compromising their work and their time at home. Because this business is flexible and you can run it based on your own terms. So if you're just starting or thinking about starting, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start where you are, use what you have, and trust that every small step forward will lead you closer to the life you're building. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for listening.
Hi everyone. I'm a Miri Buondramo, originally from Fiji, now residing in California. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from, as our amazing digital business is global. Well, as for me, my journey is a faith journey. The business, God had directed me to this amazing business. So for me, what I would do differently, it's, when I started, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But I learned along the way. And something that I love about the business is our amazing community, our proven system that has transformed so many lives, and also what I came to know how important mindset is running this digital business. And my advice is for those who will be investing into this business, be yourself. The training is world-class, hands down, video-based. So if you think that you are not ready for it, if you think that you are not tech savvy, no business background, that you won't be able to do the business, anybody can run this business. And I love the community that is always giving back, our coaches and our leaders who are always giving back to our community for us to learn, to grow, and to be successful. So this business is, anybody can run this business. It is global. The proven system that has transformed so many lives is so helpful for anyone who invests and anyone who is looking for a change for 2026. Also, my advice is just be yourself. Come all in and just be coachable. Just be coachable. Mindset is very important here. And also consistency. Those three are very important for anyone who wants to invest into this business. Follow that. You will be fine. You will be okay along the journey. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Christina here from Northern Ontario, Canada, originally from Philippines. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in different part of the world. If I had to start again in my online business, what would I do differently? This is such a very powerful question because the truth is I will not start from zero again. I will be starting from experience. But if I could go back, there are few things that I could do differently, definitely. First, I would stop waiting until I feel ready. Because let's be honest, ready never really comes. I spent so much time overthinking, doubting myself, asking myself if I was good enough when I should have just started. This time, I would take action faster, even if I feel scared. Second, I would try to do things alone. I wouldn't try to do things alone. In the beginning, I thought I have to figure it out alone by myself. But success is not meant to be a solo journey. I would plug in into mentorship, learn from the people who are already successful, learn from the people who are already done it, and stay close to the supportive community. I would stop trying to be perfect. I used to overthink my posts, my videos, what would others say? When I go for my go live and somebody is watching, I feel nervous right away. The truth is people don't connect with perfect. They connect with real. So I would show up as me, messy, growing, making mistake but learning. I would stop comparing myself to others. Comparison is the most is one of the most fastest way to to lose confidence. I would stay focused on my own path, trust that my timing is right for me. I would treat this like a real business from day one, not something I just try or maybe I will try, but something I will commit to. Because you don't if you take this seriously, that's when things start to change. So if you are someone that is just starting or maybe you're feeling stuck right now, take this as your sign. Start before you are ready. I know doubt is there and it's natural, but you have to be brave. Don't wait until you are ready to go. Show up even when you are it's uncomfortable. Don't wait until you are motivated because motivation will disappear. Take it as a commitment and discipline because when you are committed and when you do and show up consistently on your business, you will gain confidence and trust that everything you are learning right now is preparing for something bigger. Because this journey is not just about making money, it's about who you become in the process. That's all for me. Have a good night. Thank you for listening.
Hi, Remai from New Zealand. My name is Jan. I'm a nurse, a wife, and a mom. And for the longest time, my life was all about caring for everyone else. I showed up for patients, for my family. I showed up for every responsibility on my plate. But somewhere along the way, I stopped showing up for me. And I think life has a way of, poking us to keep us awake and to make us awake through the tired days and the quiet nights or moments that will break us open. And then one day, a question lands in our heart and in my heart. If I were to start again, what would I do differently? That's what we're driving in today, and not to look back with regret, but to look forward with wisdom. If I am being honest, most of us didn't really get to choose our first life, correct? So we chose what was safe, we chose what was expected, we chose what kept the family afloat, we chose survival, and we told ourselves this is just how life is. And if we were handed a blank page today, what would we choose? The same would we choose the same things, or would we choose the same job, the same sacrifices, the same schedule that steals our time from the people we love, or would we choose the version of ourselves who is always on last on the list? And here's the truth: we don't often say out loud we didn't fail, we simply outgrew the life we built. And we when we didn't know we had options, And if I could start again, I would choose presence over pressure. I would choose time over titles. I would choose memories over money that, would just disappear over the moments when bills arrive. And I would choose a life that bends with my family, not a life where my family bends around my schedule. And I would choose a path where my kids remember me, not as a tired mom rushing out to the door, but as a mom who is there and who was there for them. And that's why I started building differently, something flexible, something aligned, something that grows with me instead of draining me. And starting again doesn't always mean starting over. Sometimes it simply means choosing differently today. So now I want to ask you, if you were to start again, what would you do differently? Would you rest more, or would you dream bigger? Would you stop thinking to make others comfortable? Would you finally build something that belongs to you, not out of obligation, but out of your desire to be better for your family? Because the truth is, you don't need a new life to start again. You just need a new decision. A one moment, one brave shift, one step toward the version of you who's been waiting. So, if this episode is tugging at something inside you, maybe this is your sign. And you're not late. You're not behind. You're not stuck. You're simply arriving at the season where you finally get to choose you. And if you want to explore what starting again could look like in a way that gives you more time, more presence, more freedom, just reach out to any of us. No pressure, just a conversation. Sometimes that's all it takes to realize that there is another way and you could do things differently in your life right now. That's all for me. Have a good day. God bless.
Hello everyone, my name is Saltus. I'm originally from Papua New Guinea, based in Port Moresby. Our episode 7 is all about if we were to start again, what would we do differently? Honestly, if I could start again, I wouldn't wait. There was a time I knew I wanted more. There was a time I knew I wanted more, but I kept delaying, telling myself maybe later, maybe when I'm ready, and nothing changes. Same situation, same stress, same thoughts every day. That's when I took that chance to change myself. I did not start because I feel ready. I did get the right guidance earlier. I did not stop overthinking. Just I did stop overthinking and just move. Because the truth is, waiting did not protect me. It just delayed my progress. So, if you are watching this right now and you are feeling pushed to start, don't ignore it. If you are ready to understand more about this business, comment ready or visit our websites below and we will help you step by step. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I am Raquel, originally from the Philippines. Welcome to our episode live discussion today. Yes, I'm originally from the Philippines. I am running my online business for the last 2 years, but before I became an online business owner, I was a bank employee back in the Philippines for 10 years before I migrated to Australia. Now I am working as a part-time, and before that, I was juggling three jobs before I found this online business. So my journey was never been easy because if I could go back to the very beginning of my business journey, knowing what I know now, I would be doing this thing. So I would rather be more braver, more courageous in making a decision. Because before, when I started this business, I was hesitant. I was hesitant to do things um, that that I needed to do in this business. So I was hesitant. I was overthinking. There are a lot of what ifs. What if I couldn't do it? What if this business doesn't really is not for me? What if no one is watching? What if the business community is not supportive enough? What if my husband doesn't support me? What if my family doesn't believe me? So there's a lot of what ifs happening inside my head. Overthinking, too much overthinking. So I would rather be taking action. So I was just waiting for the right moment, but that's not good enough. So I'd rather take action, take the step straight away. So that slowed me down. Hesitation slowed me down. Skepticism slowed me down. I'd rather take that step straight away. I'd rather take action straight away. And also, I would disregard thinking of doing this online business all by myself because I never realized, not until I was joining the Go Lives, I was not until that I was doing the trainings, not until that I was, reaching out to people and asking them for help. I would never realize that I can do this business with the support of my community. Because asking something is not wrong. Asking for help is not wrong. Asking, though, not even asking, that is wrong. You know, because you're not gonna get any answer if you don't ask. Okay, so I would advise, if you plan to join this online business, always ask for support, always reach out for your mentors and coaches. And additionally, I would also disregard people's opinion, people's judgment, people thinking that this business is a scam, that this business is an MLM. I would disregard that. I would rather invite them. I would rather encourage them and challenge them. If you can, challenge them, to invite them to join our complimentary webinar. So in that regard, they would see the legitimacy and uh, the genuineness of this online business, rather than judging from the outside, rather than being a fence sitter and judging without knowing everything. So invite them, challenge them, encourage them to watch the our complimentary webinar, because you know uh, people's opinion without any information is not really validated. It's just that it will not help you. And also, I would like to encourage everyone, confidence. Every one of us here in the business, we have faced rejection, we have faced fear, we have faced so many doubts within ourselves. So I would rather encourage you to be um, harness that courage. Confidence is being learned, is being um, learned through this journey. You will not get that confidence over time. You need to harness your courage first before you get that confidence, because confidence is not being learned here over time. You have to grow every single time you do this online business. And yet again, if you are looking for something that will grow and will sustain you and give you certainty in your future, I would rather investigate and explore this online business, because there's a lot of things based on the things and the testimonies of the people that you heard previously earlier. They have started from, being skeptical, being fearful, being not confident all the time. So we have learned from top to bottom. We have grown and we are still growing from this online business. So we just encourage you to reach out, to reach out to us if you wanted to learn more and on how to put up this online business. And primarily, you will not be starting this online business on your own. Definitely, there will be guidance, there will be a system in place that you will follow, and also don't be scared. Don't be scared to start. Don't be scared to reach out. Don't be scared to ask questions, because if you don't ask questions, that definitely the answer will be no. So I would encourage you to take that step, initially take that step to explore this business through our complimentary webinar, which you can always access in our business page here. So everybody, thank you for watching, and back to you, Lucy.
Thank you, Sister Raquel. Hi, everyone. Say good things only. I'm Lucy from Papua New Guinea, a mom of 3 and a grandma to 1, and a proud online business owner. Our topic for today: if we were to start again, what would we do differently? For me, I'd say I wish I saw this opportunity way before then, because to me that's an opportunity right there to make a difference in my life. So if anybody's watching here, you're not just watching by mistake. This is an opportunity for you to make a difference in your life. So don't be like us. We waited for the right moment. You can say when you started, you're trying to regret, but it's not a regret. We all start according to our will and purpose God has for us. So it wasn't the wrong timing I started. It was God's will. I started in His will, and but I took this opportunity. But if I were to start again, I wish I saw that opportunity way back then. So that's what I'm trying to get this message to you, that this is an opportunity. Take it. Don't just be a spectator. Take action. Take action, because action leads to another door opening. Your blessing that's on the other side. If you don't take action, nothing works. So don't. You may have doubt, but brush that aside. This is an opportunity knocking at your door. Take it, embrace it, and move forward. Don't live the life you're living now. Break that cycle from the life we lived and give our family and their families to come a better life. So for me, I'd say I should have taken that opportunity, but it's not me again, it's God's will. So now I'm telling you, you take this opportunity. Take it, embrace it, and go from there. So with that, I would like to say your future can shift with this one decision that you're going to make today. So don't just watch and learn, or just watch and be inspired. Take action. So that's it from me. And thank you, everyone, and blessed day to you all, wherever you're watching from.
Thank you, Sis Lucy. Hello, hello everyone. Mabuhay, mabuhay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Naimbag nga bigat, aldaw kang malam kanyayo amin amalabas na. I'm Christine, a wife, a mom of two wonderful kids, originally from Philippines. I'm a proud Ilocana po, and now living here in California, USA, and I'm a proud part-time digital business owner. So the question for tonight is if I will start again, what would I do differently? So if I were given the chance to start again, I think I would spend less time being afraid of failing and more time believing that I was capable all along. Because as a mom, a wife, and someone building a digital business while managing everyday life, I've learned that I have moments where I question myself, moments where I wondered if my dreams were too big or I started too late already. But looking back now, I realized that every struggle became the part I am becoming today. If I could start my journey, I would stop chasing perfection because the truth is, growth happens in the messy seasons too. Because sometimes we think successful people have everything figured out, but behind every breakthrough is someone who kept going even when things felt uncertain. So I would also prioritize time differently. Before, I thought success was only about working harder and sacrificing more. But now I understand that real success is having the freedom to be present for the people you love while building a better future. That's why I became compassionate about creating income online and learning skills that allow me to grow without missing important moments with my family because life moves fast and no amount of money can replace lost time. So if I could start again, I would also protect my mindset more. I would stop listening to the voices that made myself doubt and start surrounding myself with people who inspire growth, faith, and possibility. And maybe the biggest thing I would differently, I would believe earlier that ordinary people can create extraordinary change in their lives and one brave decision at a time. That's why tonight's conversation is very important for me. Not to regret the past, but to reflect, learn, and ask ourselves, what's one thing I can change today that my future self will thank me for? That's it for me. Thank you very much, and mabuhay and God bless everyone.
So today's topic brought to my mind one main question that I found myself reflecting on my journey very recently, and the same might probably apply to someone who's out there watching at the moment. And that is, what if the only thing that is standing between where you are now and the life that you want is starting sooner and staying consistent? Hello, everyone. I'm Jean. I'm originally from Papua New Guinea, but now I live here in Australia. I'm a finance and accounting professional with over a decade of experience and now a proud digital business owner. Today, I'm 10 months into the business, and I have loved this journey so far, including the lessons that I will be sharing with you in the moment. So thank you for being here. Now, the first biggest lesson that I've learned in this journey of starting my own digital business is that I should have started sooner. And I know a lot of us who have shared earlier has shared the same sentiment. Yeah, we should have started sooner rather than later. Now, why? Because you don't have to be great. Like Zig Ziglar quoted, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So for me personally on this journey, even though I followed my coach's journey in this business like many years ago, when she first started, I was just not curious about starting something different because at the time I was comfortable in my life back then because I had a stable and progressive career and income that was able to support and sustain myself, my family, and my siblings and my mom at the time. And it still gave me security about our future. But what it didn't give me was time to be with my family, to spend quality time with them, to be present with them, time to do the things that I love to do, time to commit to my health and exercising and to my faith activities until we moved to Australia back in 2022. And that's when I had to leave my job and I took a small career break. And at that time, my income was gone, but I got the time that I was craving for earlier. And I really loved that period of my life or my journey. But at the same time, for me, part of me wanted to still have my own income, to still help my husband with our expenses and to support our lifestyle that we have built together, even though my husband was fully capable and selflessly providing for us on a daily basis and more. So I still wanted my financial independence and to be able to make my own money. So I can also meet my own expenses and also be able to support obligations back home that are important and reasonable to us as a family at a financial level. So then I found this digital business. And at the time I started, it was very clear to me that this digital business was my solution to having my financial independence and having the quality time or the time freedom that I was craving for when I was in full-time employment as a finance professional. So this was really my solution when I started. So at the time I started, I didn't overthink anything. I didn't overthink why I needed to do this, why I needed to start this business, because I explicitly knew my why, which was my time freedom with income to support my family and the future that I wanted or I envisioned for us. So for a lot of us, a lot of times we often wait for the perfect time, but I have learned through this journey that with the clarity, with confidence and growth, all of this comes after you take the first step or after you take action. So I encourage anyone who's watching, and if you're two-minded or you're having doubts about, starting, start now. Because imagine if I had started, those how many years ago when I was following my coach's journey, imagine where I would be now if I had started back then. Yeah. That's the first lesson that I wanted to share. And the second lesson I wanted to share is that after starting the business, what I would do differently would be to run my ads consistently without any time lags. So when I started this business, I was already back into workforce, and so I had to manage between. And I was also studying. I started my master's, so I had to manage between my job. I had to manage between my studies, my family, and to do this business. So I also found again that I was lacking time, and with that, I had time lags or time gaps between running my ads consistently. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I wanted to share from my journey, because I learned that running my ads consistently would have created consistency, which builds momentum in your business, because the longer you run your ads, the better your results will compound over time. You get faster data and learning, and it can improve and scale your business quickly. And also it keeps you in a growth mode, so that you're not kind of stuck in that stop-start cycle, and then when you stop, you kind of fall back, and then you start having doubts, or you start questioning why I should do this. So it kind of, when you continuously do that, or you consistently do your ads, you just stay in that growth mode, and you don't kind of lose motivation, you don't kind of lose inspiration and such. Yes. So what I wanted to close with was that if there's any one thing that you would take away from today, especially if you haven't started your business and you've been watching us and our other business partners around the world, like in this journey, what I wanted to share with you today is start now. And when you start, stay consistent and trust the process, because one decision can really, truly change your life. Thank you.
Alright, mayong buntag sa tanan, mayong gabi, maayong udto. Ako di si Rona. I am originally from Siquijor, Philippines. So, hello sa mga bistak diha. I am currently living here in Maine, USA. I am a mom, a wife, a healthcare worker, and also a proud digital business owner. So, what if you could go back to the very beginning of your journey, but this time you already knew everything you know now? Would you still hesitate? Would you still doubt yourself? Or would you finally go in? Because if I could start all over again, I wouldn't change the journey, but I would change how I showed up in it. I would have believed in myself a lot sooner. I would have trusted that quiet voice in me that keeps saying, there's more for you, more time, more freedom, and more for your family. But instead, I stayed in my comfort zone for a very long time. I told myself it was safe, when in reality, it was just delaying my growth. And if I'm being real, one of the biggest things that held me back was caring too much about what other people would think. I kept asking myself, what are they going to say? What if they don't understand? What if they judge me? But then I had this realization, the same people I was so worried about, they weren't the ones paying my bills. They weren't the ones feeling the stress. They weren't the ones missing moments with my family. I was. And that changed everything for me because I realized I'm the one living this life and I'm the one responsible for changing it. And I kept reminding myself that everyone has their own journey. Some people won't understand yours because it's not meant for them to walk. And now my why is even deeper. I'm not just doing this for me anymore. I'm doing this for my parents, to give back to them for all the sacrifices they made while raising our family and building our family too. Because the truth is, they never really got to experience the life they deserve. And now they're getting older and they are still working in their retirement years. And that doesn't sit right with me. I want to be in a position where I can say, you can finally rest now. I got you. I want them to experience life, not just work through it. And that's what drives me every single day. So if I could go back, I would start before I felt ready. I would stop everything. I would stop overthinking every step. And I would believe in myself sooner because time is something we couldn't get back. And maybe you're watching this right now and you feel this in your heart. Maybe you're also that daughter watching your parents continue to work even when they should be resting. Maybe you've been thinking there has to be another way. Let me tell you, there is, but it starts with a decision. If you're a daughter like me who wants to give back to their aging parents, who wants to take that weight off their shoulders and finally let them experience the life didn't get to have, I want you to know we don't have to figure this out alone. Reach out to any of us. We'd be more than happy to guide you. You can start by going to any of our website, register with your full name and a valid email address, and watch our complimentary webinar. And if you have questions, message us because maybe this is the beginning of you changing your not just your life, but theirs too. So that is it from me. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Emma. I'm a single mom of 3 girls. I'm a property manager by profession and I'm living in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. So if I were to start different, and if I'm being real, I would have started earlier. Because back in 2019, I saw these ads pop up on my Facebook page, and I watched a few webinars, but I didn't take action because at that time I was worried about how much it would cost. At that time, I wasn't, earning that much, and I was thinking the 149 US dollars was too much. Because that would, in converted into PNG Kina, that would be equivalent to putting food on the table for my girls and I for at least 2 weeks. So I thought it was just too expensive. But and then I spent so much time overthinking, doubting, trying to feel ready. The what ifs got loud. What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? But then there's the other side. What if this does work? What if it changes everything? What if I figure everything out along the way? Because for me, life has always been full. I'm a full-time employee, raising my girls, and there was never an extra time. And I kept thinking I needed more before I could start. So if I could do it again, I would move sooner, even without confidence and without having everything figured out. Because what I've learned is actions create clarity, not the other way around. And fear doesn't disappear, but waiting has a bigger cost. So what made the difference was staying consistent and taking action and putting myself in the right environment. And this, I truly believe that your thoughts create your reality. Because without faith, we cannot move forward. We can't build what we don't believe is possible. So looking back, I didn't need more time. I just needed to start with the time I already had. So if I could go back, I'd start sooner, trust earlier, and just move. Because sometimes the only thing holding us back is the decision to wait. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Mabuhay. Naimbang nga bigat, aldaw kinrabi iyo amin kakabsat nga awan labas na. My name is Risa, originally from Philippines, a proud Ilocana, a mom of two beautiful kids, and currently living here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada with my family, and a proud part-time digital business owner. So the question is, if I were to start again, what I'll do differently. Of course, most of us says I would be start sooner. I'm one of them. I spent too much time thinking I needed perfect moment when I saw this business. More money because I actually working two full-time jobs. No, there's no time for me to you know do this, but I I can manage because I have two full-time jobs to support, but then it doesn't come that way. So more confident, more knowledge, and more certainty. But life taught me this: the perfect time never comes. I simply make a decision, take one step, and grow from there. I would stop doubting myself before, I really, a lot of excuses that I cannot do this. I would stop believing that my background, my struggle, my pain disqualified me from building a better future to myself and to my family. Because the truth is, my struggle can become my strength. My story can become someone else's hope. I work hard. Like I said, I work multiple jobs to survive, especially as OFW here. It's really hard to support everyone in my family. Cost of living get expensive, bills nonstop. I was so exhausted. I carried burden silently. I sacrificed for my family because that was love's does. But if I could start again, I would realize either that working hard is honorable, but building wisely creates freedom. The biggest lesson I've learned is this: I start before I feel ready. I believe myself before I see the result. I stay consistent when progress feels slow. I trust the process. A small step can lead to life-changing breakthrough. What changed my life wasn't luck. It was the decision I made 2 years ago to believe there could be more. And if you're watching us live, watching us later, feeling tired, or uncertain or stuck, this is your reminder. Your current situation is not a final decision. Like me, I keep going, even the progress feels slow. What and even when the road feels heavy, even no one sees the work I am putting in behind the scene, because every late night, every sacrifice, every step of faith is building something bigger than today. I keep believing I am not just creating income. I am creating option. I am creating a freedom. I am creating a legacy to my kids can look up to and build from. What feels hard now may become the very story that inspires someone else to begin. I keep building. I stay focused on the training and my vision. Stay committed to the process. Stay grateful for how far I've done already now. My breakthrough is often built in a quiet season when I choose consistency over comfort, faith over fear, and purpose over excuses. My future self will thank you for the step that I choose today. That's all for me tonight, and thank you, everyone. See you inside.
Hi everyone, I'm Mapa, a wife, mom, grandma, a registered nurse, originally from Fiji, now living in Fairbanks, Alaska, and a digital business owner. And this month marks my 2 years in the business. It has been an amazing journey, and I'm so honored to be here with everyone else, global, sharing our experiences. And the topic for tonight is that if I could, if I could start over, this is what I would do differently. And I will start by saying, when I first started, when I first said yes to this journey, I thought signing up meant I had already started. But the truth is, I didn't really begin until a month later. Why? Because it felt unfamiliar to me. I knew there was potential. I was already, I already knew that there was something that this business is working. But because I didn't fully understand it yet, because I was overthinking everything. And usually that's what I do. I would overthink before I even do something, or, and so even while going through the training, I kept questioning myself. Am I doing this right? What if I'm not ready? What if I don't know enough? So instead of moving forward with confidence, I stayed I stayed in my head longer than I should have. And looking back now, I realized it wasn't lack of ability, it was just pure hesitation. And I was trying to feel, ready before taking action. That was one big thing. And, we have heard over and over that everyone was trying to, feel ready before we started. And so if I could do it again, if I could do this again, I would start right away. No hesitation, even if I didn't feel ready. I would stop overthinking, and trust the process while training. And most importantly, I would trust God from day one. I believe that this, I knew this was an answered prayer because I wanted to build my retirement fund. something that I've always wanted to do. And being an immigrant, you have to start life all over again, and you have to start building. So this was one thing that I believed it was an open, it was an answered prayer to me. And because I because and because I've learned something powerful, sometimes the answered prayer doesn't come the way we expect, right? It comes bigger than what we ask for. And this is big. This business is totally something that is beyond what I asked for, something unfamiliar, but I knew it was something that I could do. And this opportunity, this journey might have been an answered prayer all along. So if you're in a place right now watching, thinking, unsure, I understand. I was there too. But maybe, just maybe, this is your sign to start. So that is all from me. I just want to say that, overthinking, self-doubt, all these things are part of starting something that is so unfamiliar. But I have learned that from day one, if I was given this opportunity, I would trust God right from the start and go get it and keep my eyes on that prize. So that is all from me. I hope you're blessed with all the information that we are sharing with you and our experiences. So that is all from me. Thank you, and I'll let the next speaker take over.
Hello everyone. Good morning, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi kung nasaan man kayo sa mundo ngayon. So, before I start my sharing for tonight's topic, so I would like to introduce myself first. So, I am Kay. I am a daughter. I am a partner. I am a sales professional and a proud digital business owner. So, if I were to start again, what would we do differently? So, honestly, I would go back. I would stop waiting for the right time because as women in our 40s, we carry so much already and we think about stability, we think about family, we think about what's practical, what's safe. And that was me.
Hello, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi, magandang umaga. Ako po si Emma Reyes, currently living here in Quebec, Canada, and I am a wife, a mom of not so little kids anymore. And yes, I'm a former nanny and independent sales rep, but now I'm a proud digital business owner. So yes, so to the topic, if I could sit down with a version of me who was still doubting, overthinking, scared to start, this is exactly what I would tell her. Because, this topic really speaks to me because if I could go back to the very beginning, knowing what I know now, I would start sooner. Because the truth is, I waited for more than 4 years. Not because I didn't believe in the business. I already knew it was legit, but because I have full of doubt of myself. And even though I was in sales, the idea of doing it digitally really scares me. I was overthinking everything without even really checking how the business works. So, and honestly, I was also stuck in my comfort zone. I was worried about what my former company would think or even what my friends and family might say. So instead of starting, I held myself back for a long time. So now I would tell myself, stop overthinking. Step out of your comfort zone and just learn. Then, because the delay didn't come from the opportunity, it came from my fear. So, second, if I could do it again, I would treat this like a real business from day one. Because when I started, I was excited, but I wasn't really focused. I wasn't consistent with my training. I wasn't really learning the way I should have. And I didn't really take it seriously. So now I understand growth comes when you decide to take ownership and to really learn, to really show up and improve every day. And a third, I would create a simple daily plan for my time. Because before, I would just try to fit it in whenever I could, having a busy life with a family. And before, I would spend so much time trying to perfect my post, like, comparing myself to others, trying to make everything look right before posting it. But I forgot something really important, that in this business, it's the authenticity what's important, telling your authentic story. So, and that made me feel overwhelmed every day. So, I felt busy, but not always, it's not really very productive. Now, I've learned that even in a simple plan, knowing, what to do each day, it helps me to stay consistent and use my time better and avoid being overwhelmed every day. And so, if you are watching right now and you're still thinking, you're still doubting, you're still waiting, and let me tell you this, you don't have to, you know, figure everything out. You just have to start, because confidence doesn't come first. It comes after you show up again every day, again and again. And you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to learn. And so for closing, I would, if you've been waiting for the perfect time, maybe this is your sign. Stop waiting. Start, because I started because I wanted more time, just not just being busy all the time. I wanted more presence with my family, more flexibility, and having purpose in my life. So now I'm so glad I finally said yes 2 years ago, and I never looked back. That's for now for me.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm very sorry about the technical difficulties a while ago. Anyway, at least we're here. I'll stay. It's live because there's some technical difficulties along the way. So anyway, again, I would like to introduce myself first. So I am Kay. I am a daughter. I am a partner. I am a sales professional. I am a farm mom, and of course, I am a proud digital business owner and doing this business on the side. So our topic for today is really very interesting. So if we were to start again, what would we do differently? So honestly, I would go back and I would stop waiting for the right time. As many of us says a while ago, many of our partners here already said that. And because we, as women in our 40s, we carry so much already. So we think about stability. We think about our family. We think about what's practical, what's safe. And that was me. And I had a stable job and life was okay, but deep inside, there was always this quiet thought that, what if there's more for me? But still, I hesitated. I kept asking myself, what will people say, just like others say? And am I too late for this because I'm already in my 40s? And should I ever be doing something new at this stage or at this point in my life? So instead of giving my all, I held back. I stayed in my comfort zone. I told myself maybe later, maybe when I am more ready. But now I realize that later can easily become never. And if I were to start again, I wouldn't wait for confidence. I wouldn't wait for approval of other person. I would allow myself to try without getting so much pressure to be perfect. And because the truth is, at this stage of our life, we're not starting from zero. We bring with us experiences, of course, our resilience, and the ability to adapt. And maybe this journey isn't just about results right away. Right now, I may not have all the results yet, but I can see the change in me. I'm showing up more, I'm learning, I'm allowing myself to be seen even when it really feels uncomfortable. And that for me is already a big win. So if you're like me, someone who's been thinking, hesitating, wondering if it's too late, maybe it's not about starting over. Maybe it's about finally giving yourself permission to begin. Because sometimes the life you want is waiting on the other side of that one brave decision. So, if you are a woman who wanted more, just like us, ask guidance from the Lord and believe in yourself and just start, even if you are scared or even if you are not yet ready. And that's all for me for now. Have a wonderful weekend ahead and God bless everyone.
All right. Thank you, Sis Kay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Magandang tanghali. Mayong udto sa tanan. I'm Maine from Manila, Philippines. I am originally from Mindanao, Philippines. So I am a Bisaya. I am a civil engineer and also doing this digital business on the side. So before I started this journey, my life was very structured and routine based. I've been working as a civil engineer since 2015, and most of my days revolve around work, site, deadlines, then repeat. It was a very fixed schedule cycle, and most of the time I was also assigned far from home. So being with my family wasn't something I could do anytime I wanted. I could only go home sometimes once a year, sometimes even longer. And over time, I started feeling like that there had to be something more than just this cycle, something that would give me more flexibility, more control of my time, and a different kind of life. So even when I got married, my husband and I started in a long distance setup since we were both working in different locations. And that made me realize even more how limited my time and freedom really was at that point in my life. So that was when I started exploring digital business on the side. So when entered this space, I didn't really know what to expect. I just knew I wanted something more, more flexibility, more control of my time, and a different kind of life. But when I started this business, I carried the wrong mindset with me. I wanted things to happen fast. I was drawn to quick results, quick wins, and because of that, I was doing things that feel productive but weren't really building long-term growth. And I also found myself comparing my results to others, just like uh, the ladies here, especially those who seem to be getting results faster. And then I realized this business isn't for quick results. It's for building something real at your own pace. So if I were to start again from day one of my business, the first thing I would change is I would stop chasing fast results and start building the right foundation immediately because real growth doesn't happen overnight. But when it's built right, it lasts. And another thing I do differently, I would be more intentional with what I was actually doing because when I started, I was busy all the time doing tasks, meeting deadlines, learning everything I could, just trying to keep up. But I wasn't always clear if what I was doing was really aligned with the real goal I was trying to build. And at some point, I also started hesitating a lot. Even when I already felt that something made sense, I would still pause, overthink, and wait for more certainty before acting. So instead of moving forward, I stayed stuck in thinking mode for too long. And I realized later on being busy doesn't always mean you're building something right. Sometimes you're just moving without direction. And this is something I really learned along the way. I would also be more open to guidance. As a civil engineer, I was trained to be independent. So I'm used to solving problems, making decisions, and figuring things out on my own. That became part of my personality as well. I don't usually like bothering other people, and I'm used to just thinking things through and deciding for myself, especially when I'm unsure. So sometimes in this journey, I carried that same mindset. When I was unsure, I would pause, think deeply, and try to figure everything out on my own before asking anyone. But what I realized is it actually takes you longer to decide when you're doing everything on your own compared to when you allow yourself to be guided. Because when you're alone in your thoughts, you tend to overthink. So you go back and forth, you try to analyze everything from every angle, and sometimes you delay decisions, not because you don't know what to do, but because you don't have clarity being reflected back to you. But when you have guidance, when you have someone who has already gone through the process, or a community that understands what you're building, things becomes clearer faster. So it doesn't mean they decide for you. It just means that you don't have to carry every decision alone. And I realized that in this space, I wasn't really meant to do everything by myself. There is a mentorship, there are coaches who are willing to guide you, and there are a community that actually supports you when you're unsure or learning something new. So instead of holding on to that, to independence and everything, I would choose to be coachable earlier, to listen more, ask more, and apply faster instead of overthinking things alone for too long. And finally, I would respect small, consistent action from day one, because before I thought progress had to feel big, but now I understand the simple things done consistently, those are the ones that actually build momentum. So when I look at everything now, if I were to start again from the beginning of my business, I wouldn't wait for the perfect time. I wouldn't overthink the right moment. I would start with the right mindset, focus on the right actions, stay coachable, and move sooner. Because when I was starting, I realized I was spending too much time thinking, hesitating, and trying to make everything perfect instead of just learning through action. And now I understand that progress doesn't really come from waiting for clarity. It often comes from taking the first step, because the biggest lesson for me is starting earlier, deciding earlier, and committing earlier can change everything. So if this speaks to you, especially if you're a woman balancing work, family, and trying to build something more in life, I just hope you don't feel alone in that journey, because that's really why we started real experiences like this, so you can learn, you can reflect, and see what's actually possible for you too. So thank you. That's all for me.
Oh, hello everyone. I'm Elenita Morrison from New South Wales, Australia, originally from Philippines. And yeah, I am glad to be here. Thank you so much to every single business partners that have shared their experiences and what they should have done. And for me, as not a tech savvy and really blind to start with starting this online business, it was like a little bit overwhelming. When you think of online business is easy and all that stuff, and then I thought, eBay will be the best and Amazon will be the best. That was the time when 2019, when I decided to jump into something online business. And when I look at it, oh my god, it was like hard. I didn't even know how to do computer and all that stuff. But I had an open mind jumping into this online business. When I first seen the webinar, it was like, this is mine. This is me. I'm gonna do it. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna do it.
So of course you got mixed emotion. You are confused, and you know what you have to do. Of course, although we have like mentors and coaches that are guiding us, but you have to still have your own way, because you still have to learn how to go out there, how to be, the number one is getting out of your comfort zone. Yes, comfort zone is the biggest thing, because when you're comfortable on what you're doing, you got a very, your head is like, no, this is what I want to do, and new things is always a challenge, right? So when you are thinking of that kind of mindset, it really hard for you to do. But now realizing what I should have done before, because I struggle thinking about my old ways, right? Because we have that. Everyone like to do their old ways, but if I have done it, now what I learn, just go for it, guys. Just let go of that old ways. Go, um, go to get out of your comfort zone. Get out there, because just think you will progress quicker. But if you just have that holding back, and you're scared, you're shy. What the heck? Don't be shy. A lot of people are everywhere now. They're doing things. They're doing something to be known, to be out there, and you still have that integrity. You still have that poise. You still have that elegant. You can still do that and enjoy the process at the same time. So yeah, go out there, be adventurous in a good way, be respectable, and just enjoy, because this business of ours has lots to offer. Great platform, great mentorship. We have, great community. We are about 280 plus thousand members worldwide, so you can actually trust this business. And I've been doing it for 6 years, and just simple. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Go for it. Get out of your comfort zone. Listen to your mentor and coaches. This business is legit, so you have nothing to worry about. Yeah, I just finished my coaching call and jump in here. Oh my God, I'm just being me. I don't know. But, guys, go for it, because this business is really amazing. Because, 5 figures every month now for the last, whatever, even 4 figures, is still a great income, right? Do something for yourself, for your family, and for your future. And how do you do that? If you have to get out of your comfort zone, do it. Yeah. And not just that, in our community, they're earning 6 figures, 7 figures. Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. So, yeah. All right. Nothing more to say. Thank you so much, everyone. And God bless, and go for it, guys. We have our website. Whoever you want in this group, go and ask that person, and don't be delayed. Love you all. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Ate. Let me just put some of the speakers here. Sorry, guys, I won't be able to fit everyone. Let's try. Oh, finished. I think we'll do this one. Okay. Bigger photo, bigger faces. All right. Thank you so much to all our speakers for today. I know some are still in the backstage. Sorry, guys, I only have 10 people here that I can fit in. And to everyone who have joined us live or will be watching this via replay, thank you so much and would love to hear your engagement on our topic for today. So as we close today's episode, I hope that the stories you heard reminded you that success is not about having the perfect start. It's about learning, growing, and continuing to move forward. So every journey teaches us something valuable, and sometimes the lessons that we gain along the way become the foundation for even greater success in the future. So, if today's discussion resonated with you and you'd like to learn more about how this digital business works, we invite you to watch our free webinar, our free info session. Simply visit any of our websites or where you're seeing the live or the replay from to register and discover the system, the support, and the opportunity behind what we do. Thank you for joining us in Global Success Stories Live, life changing stories from everyday people worldwide. We'll see you again in our next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Let's go.